You're watching TVC Breakfast. The effect of the coronavirus has led to a shutdown of schools in Nigeria. The academic calendar may have been disrupted, but some schools have also devised the means to positively engage pupils and students of public schools during this period. With the aid of technology, they can actually access their lessons and other activities on the internet. Well, joining me via Skype is the director of La Posh School, Ronke Adeni. Good morning. Thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
All right, COVID-19 has said to have changed all aspects of our lives, including the schooling in Nigeria. Now, everyone has to turn to e-learning, where they have the structure in place. Talk to us how it has been with your school so far.
So, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you again. At La Posh School, we've been able to pilot straight after the lockdown. We've been following current affairs and knowing what exactly institutions in the educational sector have been doing since the lockdown in different countries. So we started to prepare because just in case it came, and of course it came. So we've been able to pilot systems, know which systems works with our parents, give them access to different platforms so that if we need to transition into online learning, it will be seamless.
But we see that online, according to some reports, some parents seem to have had some challenges with regards to e-learning. They feel that it's quite uncomfortable and unconventional, and so they are trying to adjust. Quickly talk to us how cooperative parents have been with regards to, adapting to the e-learning.
Okay, I'm also a parent, so I must also indicate also that we're all going through this change together. It's a change, it's a transition, and change is not always comfortable. However, we must understand that it is in the greater good of the children. So we have to just endure the temporary discomfort of learning and growing. We had the opportunity to pilot at La Posh schools. Schools like Green Springs, for example, they were able to pilot as well. So now it's not really anything that anybody is complaining about anymore. So there should be a time when parents and schools go through an orientation process so that it is not too challenging for them when they go online.
How do you measure a child's progress through this measure at this point? Because it's different from what you have in classes, where you can easily see if a child is perhaps understanding a particular subject. But now you don't have that access.
Well, it depends on how you are carrying out the learning. So say, for example, we go into the homes via Zoom every day. So we are tracking progress. We're speaking to the children. They're having their test by CBT, computer-based testing as well. Also verbally as well. They're doing homework, and which they're submitting online as well. So there is a measure of assessment that is going on at the moment. It still beats sitting at home and doing nothing and saying there's no third term.
Now, what is the major challenge you have faced? Because some other reports talk about access to the internet. What challenges have you faced in adapting to all of this new phase, as you put it earlier?
I mean, the network challenge, network providers, we have challenges with network providers. We always have had that in Nigeria. So for me, for example, I have 4 network providers, so that if one does not work, even this morning, I connected on one, I had to change again. So it's not exclusive to the education sector. It's our network challenge that is the main issue.
And again, how about access to, what other challenge, if I may ask, have you faced with regards to this? How about electricity? Does that play a major role at this point?
It will generally, depending on where people live. Where I live, it has not been too bad at the moment. I think one of the main challenges is parents right now do not know where they stand with their children. There are some parents are even thinking of looking for schools abroad for their children to start third term, because the government is saying, those are the ones that can afford it, by the way, that there's no third term, which will set the children in Nigeria further back academically, and global relevance will continue to reduce. So we need the government to allow private schools. It's not a war, because I received communication that any school that operates virtually in Abuja will face the full wrath of the law. And I do not believe that it is a time for war. I believe it's a time for collaboration in the best interest of the children and the nation.
So moving on from now, post-COVID-19, do you see e-learning as something that will be part of the learning process of schools across the country?
To be honest, e-learning has been part of the process, not as much as it is now, but it has been part of the process in some schools. So homework is sent via online portals. Many schools have built-in virtual learning environments. So we may not have been going in via Zoom. But now, if a child is absent from school or is ill, they can actually join in virtually. So there's no way that we will not embrace it. It's a good development.
But how about children who find themselves in slums where they can't really access this? What happens to them? Because that is the major challenge for UNICEF, and there are fears that more children will be out of school.
Exactly. Even UNICEF is doing a lot of work to get learning to children. I've seen online where there are online materials that they're making available to children. However, our government needs to step up, because even if UNICEF brings online materials, and the Lagos State as well is doing radio and television, but where is the power? Where is the food? Where is the electricity? The divide has always been there. It has never been fair. The private schools have always been one step ahead of the public schools. And so this is not a new situation. So now we kind of are like pretending to care now, because it's biting a lot more people in society.
All right, Runke Poshadeni, we'll leave the conversation here. Thank you for speaking with us.